From Fox 15 and KLAF NBC, News 15 Today starts now.
Good morning and welcome back. You are watching News 15 Today. I'm Alex Forstow.
And I'm Carter Simino. Thanks for tuning in this morning.
Well, we begin this morning with a News 15 severe weather day for not only the possibility of severe weather, but also for more wintry weather.
Let's get the latest with Storm Track 15 meteorologist Adam Olivier, who's tracking it all. Adam?
Yeah, Carter, Alex, we are tracking quite a bit going on today. First and foremost, we got to talk about what's happening right now, where we're seeing some wintry weather developing across the area, some more of this rain moving on in. Big winter storm once again impacting northern Louisiana and back into Texas. But also here in Acadiana, we have these little bouts of freezing rain that's showing up on radar. Some pushing through northern Acadia Parish right now into Evangeline and St. Landry parishes. This is headed over towards Opelousas. It's very light, but there are some heavier pockets building back into Jeff Davis Parish. That's where we're going to watch that through the morning time. Later on this afternoon, we're going to be watching for some thunderstorms. Believe it or not, yeah, we have the potential for some severe weather. Look here on your map. We have that green area shaded from New Iberia southward for a low-end severe threat, mainly for some damaging wind gusts. Our temperatures outside right now are in the 20s, but down around the coast, they're going to start increasing during the day. For the rest of us, though, it is going to be a cold one. North of I-10, you're not going to get out of the 30s today. South of the interstate, well, a little bit better, but still more rain chances throughout the morning time, more freezing rain to talk about, and those thunderstorms. We'll do just all that coming up in a few minutes.
Okay, good deal, Adam. We will be checking in with you frequently throughout the morning. Well, drive-through COVID-19 testing continues today at the Lafayette Parish Health Unit located at 220 West Willow Street.
And in St. Martin Parish at the Cecilia Civic Center, 2464 Cecilia Senior High School Highway. Testing is free. You will receive your results in 3 to 5 days. Visit the website below to register or call 337-262-5311 for more information.
Currently, if you are under the age of 75 and have no underlying health conditions, you are not yet eligible for the COVID-19 vaccine.
But if you have grandparents who have received it, is it safe to visit them? Well, it depends. News 15's Kenny Dar has the story.
For many Americans, it's been months since they've been able to visit their grandparents due to the COVID-19 pandemic. But with several vaccines becoming more readily available, is it safe to visit grandma or grandpa once they've been vaccinated?
The short answer is that we don't have a 100% answer yet. And the recommendations continue to be to use masks and reasonable distancing when visiting with them, especially indoors.
Interim Senior Medical Director for Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana, Dr. Larry Seaman, explains that practicing CDC guidelines is still recommended because health experts still don't know if those who have been vaccinated can be carriers of the virus, even if it doesn't make them sick.
So they would get exposed to it at the grocery store, around town, whatever, be carrying it, not get sick, but then give it to you or to the grandkids. That remains a possibility.
In addition to following safety guidelines, Seaman says if you do plan on visiting your grandparents, it's important to do so only after they've received both vaccine doses.
Once they are 14 days after their second shot, the odds of them contracting COVID from you or the grandkids and having a serious complication or a bad outcome from it, as in hospitalization or death, is very, very low.
While one dose of the vaccine does offer some protection from COVID-19, Seaman says you should still treat a person as if they haven't been vaccinated yet until they receive both doses, especially when it comes to grandparents and anyone with compromised immune systems.
We've had a number of reports of cases, including Congress people who've gotten COVID after getting the first vaccine dose. And so it's, I would treat them as if they're unvaccinated until they get to 2 weeks after the second dose.
In Lafayette, Kenny Dar, News 15.
Well, 95% of people who received 2 vaccine doses during clinical trials were protected from the virus, compared to 50 and 80% for those who had 1 dose of the Pfizer or Moderna shot.
Well, 7 new coronavirus variants have been detected in the U.S. According to a new medical study, the 7 growing lineages of the coronavirus identified in states across the country seem to all have originated domestically. Although it's unclear if the mutations are more contagious, researchers say it's important to keep sequencing and sharing data and information with other scientists around the globe.
researchers yesterday launched a COVID-19 vaccine trial with volunteers ages 12 to 17.
The study is aimed at assessing the safety and immune response of teenagers to the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine.
The vaccine was developed in Europe and has not been approved yet for use in the United States. The World Health Organization on Monday gave emergency use approval to the Oxford AstraZeneca shot.
The two-dose vaccine has been hailed as a vaccine for the world because it is a cheaper and easier to distribute than some rivals. Teens will take part in the first phase of the new trial before it is expanded to children between 6 and 11.
Oxford said around 300 volunteers will be enrolled in the study.
It was good. It felt good to be helping the research and get it rolled out into children to protect us.
There's been really high rates of this asymptomatic infection in children and teenagers, so it'd be really good if they can be vaccinated to try and reduce the asymptomatic infection as well.
Well, the vaccines approved for use in the U.S. are limited to ages 16 and up in the case of the Pfizer vaccine and 18 and up for the Moderna vaccine.
Well, North Korea is being accused of trying to steal formulas for the COVID vaccination.
Intelligence officials in South Korea say the plan was to hack into the computers at one of the vaccine manufacturers.
Fox News senior foreign affairs correspondent Greg Palcott has the story from London.
Pyongyang residents marking the birth date of leader Kim Jong-un's father, Kim Jong-il, carefully masked against COVID-19. Amid new reports, computer hackers there have tried to steal information about coronavirus vaccines online from the Pfizer pharmaceutical company. This after reports last year other firms making vaccines were also targeted by North Korea, including Johnson & Johnson and AstraZeneca.
North Korea has very capable cyber attack capabilities.
The Hermit Kingdom needs as much help as it can get when it comes to COVID. While Pyongyang claims to have no cases, experts dispute that. What is confirmed is the country has been shut tight to all foreigners and crucially foreign goods, like food and medicine, for a year now. A body blow to an already weakened state. Kim Jong-un pledging recently to take necessary steps to rebuild the nation's destitute economy. There are unconfirmed reports Pyongyang is testing its own vaccine based on already hacked data. What is known, though, is the country will receive some 2 million injections in the coming months from an international vaccine sharing organization. In a country of 26 million, though, and a bad health system, there are reports those will just go to the elite. As North Korea continues to flex its military muscle, as usual, its citizens could have to pay the price.
North Korea has been amazing in muddling through long after rumors of their death have been given.
Experts say that even with more vaccines, North Korea might not be able to reopen until 2022. At the very least, that could give the new Biden administration a little bit more time to figure out what to do about this problem country. In London, Greg Palcott, Fox News.
Well, coming up, we're talking about those cold temperatures out there with more cold air in sight and some more rain chances. Details just ahead.
And dealing with leaking or busted pipes because of the weather? Can't get in touch with a plumber? No worries, because News 15's Al Abair is back after the break, sharing everything you need to know about pipes and how to fix those leaks. Stay with us.
So, like, during the winter, the heater was so freaking high.
Welcome back. 5:41. After days of temperatures way below freezing, people will begin to discover busted pipes. Plumbers will be very busy. Will you be able to find one?
It's going to be pretty tough. So our resident plumbing enthusiast, of course he's a plumbing enthusiast now, Al Aber is with Jared Brasso at Brasso's Hardware in Maurice with everything you need to know about pipes and how to fix those leaks. Enlighten us, Al.
Hey, Carter, Alex, I got to tell you, we're going to start with what's under your house, how to identify the pipes. Jared Brasso, Brasso's Hardware here in Maurice. Jared and I really have all the answers. Between the two of us, we got this covered. So DVR this. Punch that button now. So Jared, let's start on this end. What is this?
So this is black iron pipe made out of steel. It's not coated with anything, so it's definitely not recommended for water. But you may have this under your house depending on how old it is. This is galvanized pipe. By the way, these are both 3/4 inch galvanized, galvanized and black pipe. 1/2 inch copper, 1/2 inch PVC, 1/2 inch CPVC, which is generally only used for hot water. You cannot run hot water through PVC. It'll get brittle over time. So that's why they run hot water through CPVC. And then this is the new and improved. All of your new constructions are going to use what's called PEX, polyethylene cross-linked pipe. This stuff will expand to 100 times its size. So it generally will not break if it freezes. It'll just keep expanding, and then it goes right back to where it was before.
Now, one of the things I noticed the last freeze is I have PVC under my house and, of course, CPVC for the hot water. Is, man, it freezes and you get a little crack and water spews out like a volcano. I mean, that stuff's coming out. It's under pressure.
Yeah, because most of your households are going to be, 35, 40 psi. So if you get a little hairline crack in that fitting, which is normally where your cracks are going to be, they'll hardly ever be inside the actual pipe. It's always going to be where the fittings are.
I've noticed that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and so you're going to want to look under your house today. If your house is up on piers, start looking because it's still freezing outside. So it's going to be a few hours before people figure this out, right?
Correct. And then another thing, too, is if you can cut that section of pipe out that is cracked, you can always bring it into us, and then we'll get you those exact pieces that you need to go home rather than, trying to guess.
Yeah.
Take a picture of it. That works, too.
Because, look, if you don't know what you're doing, you get the wrong fittings, you start cutting your pipes under there, you're going to have a bunch of pipes that you're going to, oh, my God, now what? Bring it in. Ask somebody who knows what they're doing. Let me ask you a quick question about the galvanized pipe, which you don't see a lot under houses now. But we're going to go back to the studio first, and then we're going to talk galvanized pipe after this.
I'm surprised he didn't say that he was going to toss it back to the galvanized morning crew. Most galvanized morning show in the market, right, Al?
He's slipping at 5:40 this morning, or 5:44.
It's because he's so enthused with all the pipes, because he's a plumbing enthusiast.
This is good information, though, Al. Thank you for this. We appreciate it. Looking forward to what you have for us next. Well, tax filing season is here, and you may be wondering how the pandemic will affect your return.
The number one question, stimulus checks. Are they taxed? The answer, no. Stimulus payments are not taxable, but you do need to account for the cash.
If you think you got shortchanged on stimulus money, it's possible the IRS doesn't know about life changes such as a new child, dependent status of a significant change in income. So be sure to notify the agency by claiming a recovery rebate credit on your 2020 tax return.
Next, are unemployment benefits taxable? Yes, they are. And taxes were likely withheld at a lower rate than your regular paycheck. If too little was withheld, you may owe money when you file.
And finally, does PPP relief need to be reported? Yes, for small business owners who received a loan from the Payment Protection Program and qualified for loan forgiveness, make sure the information you provided to get that relief matches what you're reporting.
All in all, being organized is key, especially this tax season. Well, it's being called one of the worst financial mistakes in recent years. Tuesday, a federal judge blocked Citigroup from getting back about $500 million it accidentally wired to Revlon investors. Citibank meant to only send about $8 million in interest payments, but instead sent $900 million.
Oh, wow. Citibank didn't catch the mistake until a day later. Some lenders refused to return about $500 million and Citibank wants it back. There are laws for accidental transfers, but in New York, there are exceptions for beneficiaries entitled to the money who didn't know it was an accident. Citigroup says it strongly disagrees with the ruling and intends to appeal.
I bet they do.
I bet they do.
Well,
what a mistake.
Hey, it's shaping up to be a pretty rainy day around Acadiana. Cold and rainy. Storm Track 15 meteorologist Adam Olivier is tracking it for you next. Stay with us, 5:47 on your Wednesday morning. Welcome back to News 15. Today we're closely watching radar this morning for some more wintry weather in spots.
That's right. We're checking in now with Storm Track 15 meteorologist Adam Olivier. Adam, believe it or not, we could be tracking more storms this afternoon.
This afternoon, it does appear that we're going to see some thunderstorms rolling through the area, some of which could actually be severe. And right now, we're tracking wintry weather. It just goes to show you how crazy this weather pattern is currently. Right now, we do see that freezing rain starting to pick up on radar here in Jeff Davis Parish. Look at it kind of blooming. You see the colors intensifying there. That indicates that we're starting to get more moisture. More of this is reaching the ground. Some possibly heavy rain at times falling in that area. We're not expecting any sleet really to mix in with this because the mid-levels are so warm, but this is tracking up more towards, say, Evangeline Parish, at least southern Evangeline Parish. So if you go from Ville Platte south down towards Eunice in St. Landry Parish, that's where we're seeing the bulk of this headed towards, maybe spreading over Opelousas in the coming hours. If you're in Lafayette, no issues right now, but look down to your south. We're starting to pick up some of those returns on radar. We could see some freezing rain here within the next hour. So we zoom on in. Right now, between Kinder down to Jennings and Lake Arthur, back towards Iowa, basically taking up the entirety of Jefferson Davis Parish, we're seeing that freezing rain. And again, it's kind of sliding a little more east than northeast, but still is going to be heading into northern parts of Acadia Parish. Iota is going to get in on this, Eunice is going to get on this, and then Opelousas and Ville Platte as well. So we have that freezing rain out there in parts of the area, some possibly down towards the coast, everyone well below freezing, but our temperatures are ticking up. We do have a winter weather advisory in place for Evangeline and St. Landry parishes. We'll see if they post one for Jeff Davis Parish with that starting to really blossom up, that freezing rain back there, because we are expecting that freezing rain to start accumulating here, and that goes until midnight. We're expecting 1/10 of an inch of freezing rain north of I-10. generally in the northern parts of Jeff Davis and Acadia parishes, but then especially into Evangeline and northern St. Landry Parish. That may include Opelousas here, but all of us still having to deal with more of this wintry precipitation. Our Futurecast shows that by 11 o'clock, if you're south of the interstate, we're actually going to start to see some warmer temperatures, especially the closer you get to the coast. But north of I-10, you may stay close to freezing for much of the morning, even into the afternoon hours, and you see some of that mixture happening towards Ville Platte and Opelousas. By 2 o'clock, there's so much warm air that's going to be sent northward here from this system, at least in the mid-levels, that all of this will kind of change over to mostly rain, heavy rain at times with some thunderstorms down closer to the coast by 2 o'clock. That pushes eastward, and along with these storms at the coast, some damaging wind possibilities as well. By 5 p.m., we change back over to some light showers, maybe a few sleet pellets. Another round of some heavier rain starts to push on up by 7 o'clock, and then things start to settle down as we head into the overnight hours. Now, for your Thursday, we're going to be watching for a few more of these showers to start developing back over to the north and west. Those should stay away from us, but we can't rule out a few more showers on your Thursday to track. So a lot going on just within the next 24 hours. That severe threat is mainly for areas south of I-10. It is a low-end threat, a level 1, again for damaging wind gust. Highs today, well, this is an interesting picture. You go north of I-10, you may not get much above freezing. Right along the I-10 corridor in the 40s. South of the interstate down to the coast, ranging from 50 to 60 degrees, and that's where we could see those thunderstorms. Tonight, we'll hover right about the freezing mark in most spots with some more showers. We'll also see that we have those rain chances continuing on your Thursday, lower 40s there for highs. By Friday, that begins our warm-up, but we still have a couple mornings of freezing temperatures, and then into the weekend, finally looking at some nice weather returning to the forecast with sunshine and those warmer temperatures. More details throughout the morning, but stay with us. We'll be right back after this break. And even if you've had enough of the wintry weather around here, we have more to track out there. Of course, we'll be updating you on radar throughout the morning, but right now we're tracking a big batch of some freezing rain developing in Jefferson Davis Parish, moving along the I-10 corridor. A new patch has formed just to the north of Lake Arthur here, pushing into Acadia Parish. Again, all this sliding more east-northeast, but it could reach into Lafayette here in the next hour or so. If not from that, there's more developing to the south that looks to be spreading into Abbeville here. So we're going to be tracking this for you throughout the morning. Again, right over Jennings, we're seeing some of that. Also up towards Kinder, seeing some of that freezing rain. Again, this is sliding into Acadia Parish right now. And more of this on the way through the day today. More rain today, some storms to track, a lot to get to. We'll have more coming up.
Okay, good deal. Adam, thanks. We'll check in frequently throughout the morning. Stay with us. More to come over on, we'll be right back.
Hour ahead, Alec.